Hello everybody. In today's session we are attempting to work the animations for walking up, left, right and down along with their states. It's probably going to be something superficial, but we'll see where the code takes us actually. This screen capture here is actually our final goal. So once we have our character walking on the screen, we can proceed with the rest. But now let's see what we did so far. So we have the movement logic and it belongs to a system. We have all entity components used and updated. Well, maybe not every one of them, but the critical ones. Animation sprite is loaded and animations are being displayed on screen. This is the part that I already have in the old engine, and I will attempt to figure out how I did this. In the old engine and refactor what we can and keep it simple in the same time. My most important aim for these sessions is to keep everything very simple. Oi, yo, Xazi, what's happening? Okay. So with the goal in mind here, let's do the animation being displayed on screen. Now in the old engine, let's see what an animation look like. So I already see that I'm somehow caching and pre-calculating some of the offsets and so on from the sprite. So let's see. So basically what I'm doing, I'm pre-calculating every frame with the position and everything. I don't think I need to do this. I think I'm fine with having it in a dynamic way. But the animation is actually obtained by this update method, who ticks at a certain speed waiting for midnight to roll out some new stuff for work. Oh my god, are you working at night? Come on. Do you have a shift, or why are you working this late? Or maybe you're working across time zones. I mean, honestly, I have the best ideas at midnight. But then if I don't get a good sleep, the next day is gonna be terrible for me. But anyway, if the money is good and you enjoy what you're doing, then it's fine. Okay, focus. Rendering system. So based on the position and the direction, And then the sprite sheet, I know the current frame. It's going to be a pain. Let me see. So let's do changes are not perfectly backward compatible. Is it a legacy software? Do you have tests? Because if you have tests, I mean, it's not backward compatible, I don't know. So let me lay out in words what I want to do here. Check the entity state. In our case, the direction at the moment. Here we have types. Check the entity state, in our case the direction. I mean, it's better with types than without types. Come on. I've programmed like 15 years in PHP and I still love PHP and I still code in PHP, but holy crap. When you return an array, like 90% of the developers who they just return an array, an associative array, multi-level, and then you don't know what are the properties, you're doomed. But luckily PHP changed as well, so the tooling is better, even they have some strict types now and so on. Checking the entity state, in our case the direction, which at the moment is direction. We're not going to wait a second, I have it in the sprite sheet, animation default frame. Okay. State can be walking, while sprite sheet state could be walking left. Yep, it's in my opinion in a better place than Python currently, but you have type annotation, but they are not checked correctly. Correct. You have to use certain tooling. Like in the team that I'm working right now, I'm working in a startup, and they have like three tools: Rector, PHP-CS, which I'm using in my open source project as well, and something else, PHP Insights maybe. But the Rector one is PHP Rector. It's like rewriting the code. It's saying like, hey, you missed an arrow function definition here. It could be arrow function and so on. Kind of annoying, but I'm fine with every tooling. Okay, check the entity sprite. Find the animation Now find the spreadsheet animation by name. Render dx, dy, the width, the height. Offsets, maybe offsets. So let's see, direction. So we're going to presume that actually let's do this. Switch direction case. I can't use switch. X equals direction directions left. Holy shit, I think I'm not going to give up my old state implementation. So my old state implementations has a bunch of methods. Where are they? Are they in the engine? Oh yeah, check this out. So the player can have different states. Player, club attack. Let's ask ChatGPT something interesting. ECS. In an ECS system, where do you define the animation states and the player states? Possibly on components again. This should be part of components, while the logic to handle state transitions. Here's a problem with this. Player state component. Player state system. Okay. So in the old system, I used individual classes, state classes, I call them, for each state. So if the player, let's say the walk state, let's take this example. So I had an update for the logic and a render. Never mind the naming convention. But you see here the sprite status was decided by the input. The animation was then updated based on this input. But this update is also important for keeping the ticks. You see, each state has its own tick. Now, what ChatGPT says is that you'd use components and systems, but for each state, like this, like walking, jumping, which have one state has two major definitions. One is for updating the logic and the other one is for rendering. ChatGPT is saying put the logic in a component. So let me see what so ChatGPT says animation component. Okay, player state component. Additional state properties. Let's see. He says this. TypeScript. Okay, JavaScript. TypeScript. Keep the current state in the component, but only the system. Like in my system, I have class player walking state, which has update logic and render logic, and also tick, because this is important. The tick is important because each action has a ticking of its own, which can be delayed and so on. Just like in Dota, when someone cancels an animation, even if it already fired, then you can cancel the animation. And that's possible in the old engine. And that's something that I want in the game that I'm building based on this engine. But what ChatGPT is saying that I should have a player state component, which should have, this is like a dumb container. And then player state system. But where is the walking logic? Because walking logic should be in the system. Oh, but then the system is not tied to entity. That's the problem. A system, so player walking state is tied to a player instance, while these two, no, this is tied to a player instance. This is not. This is a general. Oh, wait a second. Yeah, this is a general. Oh, okay. So I could store the tick on the. So in my case, I have class sprite animation. In Unity, they have two update modes that run independently, normal and fixed, and those can run different systems. I would like to check Unity after this as well. The the source code of this, the methodology, but so okay, going back to my solution. So you have a player walking state, which is tied to the player instance. So this is like having a class player well, I guess I can call it a walking state, right? But this, because it's a component, and this is a component, and I can keep the tick because the components are dumb, they don't have logic. So let's see where so I can have this walking state as a tick. Maybe it's an overkill to have a state to have a component class for everything. Maybe this should be simply no, because it would be a shit show. If it's like a player state class, you need to keep naming convention, and I don't like that. Okay, so tick, it updates the tick, and then it renders. Okay, and then we have class sprite animation component, which has current frame, which is string. No, current, it has tick number, state name, it's not state name, is animation frame name. And then someone has to process this. So you have like a class walking player walking system. Good question. Is tick tied to FPS though? I'm getting to that part. It should be tied to FPS, otherwise it's gonna jump all over the place. In the old system, it was tied somehow to the FPS. It's just, I think I did it and I don't remember how I did it. But it should be tied to directly to the FPS and the time between 2 frames and so on. But I'm getting there. Okay, so I have a player walking state. Then I have a sprite animation component. I have these 2 components. Then I can have player, a class player, jump state component. Well, maybe player jump component. And this keeps a tick as well, and maybe some other properties like high. Oh, high. Something like that. Doesn't matter right now. But in the player walking system, and then we can have player walking system, and we can have NPC walking system. Maybe we can merge them, but whatever. And these, and then I will have the logic from player walking state. These two will be here. This still doesn't make sense, because you can have 20 states, 20 animation states, or no, 20 states like this. Teleport down, teleport up. And then in the middle of the time frame, you want to do something specific. Like for example, here, a tick 45, I'm doing an exit, but there are other states where I used to, maybe I want to do a callback or something, or play a sound. So then I will need a player jumping system, which is, holy shit, that's an overkill. But what if player system okay, I think I got it. So depending on the state, there's a different system being called. Looks like one in top-down engine, they just put all player controller related states in one component. Top-down engine, all the player controller related states into one component. I mean, that makes sense because it's just a state. Top down. Oh, so many classes. Wait a second, bomb, for example. It's a mono behavior. And it has an update. Huh. Multiple system acting on one state. That's a good observation. Okay, then what I'm missing here brain denied so far the possibility of having a central state for an entity, because actually in this engine will support only one major state, like turn left, turn right, shoot up, shoot down, stuff like that. Well, how did I do it here? So if I had, let me see, what was the character throwing stuff? Tree, player, ghost, NPC, unkey. I think the unkey threw stuff. No, the Dino boss. Bite, attack, follow, hurt, idle, looking around, teleport, throw. Okay, so it was about the direction, but it's still a single state. Okay. So I need to reset my brain and think about this state. A sprite sheet. Okay. I will create a new generic component called state, and I will keep a bunch of crap on it, like whatever, but we're gonna start with state. State props. Let's do state name string. Let's do animation frame name string. State tick number, animation frame tick number, and this is the global. This is, I think this is the only state that I need at this point in time, because you have a like action and action. Maybe I want to use a convention here, so action is actually the update and animation is actually the render. Action. Yeah, update state name, update, okay, and render frame name. The heck? It makes sense with the render frame tick. Okay. Yeah, the fact that you have multiple systems acting on an entity, that's a good that's something that this engine does right now, so I don't want to deny it. So we have these queries which are injected into the systems, and with these queries they can intersect. So you can have a character which is renderable being processed by multiple systems. So that's a good observation right there. Now, animation current frame. Okay, player add component, new state, come on, find it. Register the component. Okay, and animation current frame default frame. Do it like this. And I think the default state name should be idle. Although this is like a convention, more like a convention. But we don't care right now. Let's look at the move system. Move with keyboard. And I think this should also dictate the state, right? Because each time we move the keyboard, move with keyboard. We need to update the state. if there's no if here. We get direction and yes, so systems, here's the code. The system perform an update on a query. The query is a set of entities which are filtered by components, but a set of entities. 1, 2, 3, 100, doesn't matter. For each entity in this query, found in this query, there is this, we know about the entity. Once we know about the entity, we know about its components because we just get it like this, entity get component, and we know every component that it has. So it's like it has a reference to but okay, const state. I think I'm trying to think too much in advance. Get component state. Somehow I'm biased by the fact that I did that old engine, but I don't want to be stuck into that paradigm. If direction properties x equal directions none, and this is the simplest state of equals directions none. Also, I need to somehow avoid, I don't think I can avoid updating continuously. Okay, then state properties update state name is clearly idle because the player is sitting. I remembered why I had classes for each state, because if you have a system acting on a state, let's say like idle, and idle in the game means that the character just stares at the screen and has this breathing animation, but it doesn't do anything. But the problem is that only when the system finished the animation, you want to restart it. You don't want to reset the tick. So I have to think about that, because state properties update state name, I want to do the ++ tick, but then if I go overboard with this, I need to reset it. Shit. Date tick. Well, let's just put the code and see what happens. Animation frame name idle. Animation frame tick. Because if you tick and then go over, let's say for idle, let's go to idle. Idle has 11 frames. I want it to reset after 11 and start all over. I mean, breathe in and then comes down and then start again. At least that's the animation. If you reset that every time or you go overboard, it doesn't know what to do. But let's see. So date state. Wait, the ticking, it goes anyhow. There might be that I'm ending up with the I don't know yet. Okay, update state. So we have this update state entity. This is just the dump update state. Do I need to do this? I don't know. Else if direction properties x is directions up, or direction properties properties y, or properties y equals directions down. It's interesting that TypeScript said instantly that I made a mistake there. Okay, then walk up. Gonna use the same convention. Shit, I have an idle right animation. Totally forgot about that. Okay. So walk up. No. Wait. Else if properties y directions down, walk down. Oh my god, the system is the way I implemented. Now that I come to think about it, that was genius. The way I implemented the state system. Okay, just return. do you do mod div on render side? MB give directions and num string values and just interpolate here. Yeah, I could do that. Give directions and num string values and just interpolate here. Give directions and num string values and just interpolate here. Let me process that. Interpolate here. Here's one particularity of this. You can only have one state at one given time. So here, walk down, walk left, place bomb left. I mean, state is place bomb, but animation is placing bomb left, right, sorry. Okay, let me finish this and I'll have something to say about that. So direction Y, I just want to make it very dumb at this point in time. Because I had the same thought process back then when I wrote the first state stuff. Yeah, for sure, that's a possibility. It's just I'm used to do that kind of optimization, if you want to say, if let's say just after I figure out what the hell I'm doing here. So if direction is up and direction is down, gotta remember how this worked. Direction is so if you're walking left or right, then the left and right had priority, so the animation for left and right occur. If you go left and up, then still left. Yeah, so this is good. Okay. Okay, so we have a shitty state here. It doesn't matter. Walk up, walk down, walk left. Okay, idle. Wait a second. Idle. Animation sheet has something like idle up. Idle up. If you ask me what parent is, I don't remember. So idle up is the where was I? Direction none, then you have actually here I think I remembered the old animation frame. So if you walk up and you stop, you remain with your face not against the screen, so you with the face turned. But doesn't matter. Let's say this is the stuff. Already I can see a problem here. The fact that the move with keyboard system starting doing some major state updates, but yeah, just trying to see something on screen. So update the state. Okay. Another render system. Const state entity get component state. So if you have it like, and we need a method like, say, compute where is it? Destination, something like this, which returns this. Huh. Yeah, I also have a frame index. Yeah, it's a frame index as well. Rotate towards movement direction. Actually, I find that it's descriptive enough. I found out that so as the time passes, it's better to have set the classes names very distinctive and descriptive, and then you'll actually know what the hell you were doing at that point in time. Oh, look at me here. What I was doing back then. When was this? 2018. Can you believe that I made an engine in 2018 and I forgot everything that I've wrote in that engine? And the engine is like not even half of what I'm going to show you. So where is it? I have a shitty demo here somewhere. It's like a very basic demo. So I made this and also some other types of gameplays. And I don't remember how I did this. It's just it's a blank in my head. And I think this is mainly because I'm working in too many programming languages at the moment. But anyway, that's my complaint, you know. Programmers' excuse. Animation parent offset. God damn it. This is so annoying. The animation stuff is... Then go to the rendering system, right? And we have state properties, animation frame name. Is the tick going to be the index? Yes. Agree, but things go funnier when there are a few of those that try to control character rotation in parallel. Well, my excuse is that I'm using JavaScript, so there is no parallel. It's just one thread. God damn it. This is something that I should have done in the morning. But in the morning I have my job. Let's see, state animation frame. This dictates the sprite sheet, so we have sprite sheet, properties, frames. So then we get this const animation frame data. Bam. Frames. Oh shit, frames. Shit. That's why I was transforming this JSON into something else, because yeah. Shit. So I need something like a preload animations. I have pre-computed every frame of a single animation type. Got it. Okay, this is good, but how do you call a method which needs to be executed prior to the game starting up? Is that a system? No. Okay, so before adding the animations, I need to pre-process them. Christ, and how do you call that? I think that doesn't belong to ECS system, because ECS system is just dumb. Can be if you want, but I think ECS system is not. I mean, yeah, you're right. It could be. Just load the entities with the sprites, and you pre-process them, and then you start the loop. Yeah. So it's another system called pre-render system. Yes. So eager to see something on screen, like a result, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna be tough to see it. There's so many steps to do. So you have a query, maybe no foreground or stuff like that at this moment. And then you have the update, which operates stuff on components, and then I have my private set animations for sprite sheet. Set animations. Set animation frames for sprite sheet. Well, it shouldn't be entity here. It's not really correct, but I don't care right now. Set animations. Then I have all this logic, which I believe is correct. So I have entity graphic. Graphic is the sprite sheet. Const sprite sheet. Entity get components. What did I call this again? And I will rename this. It's not frames. Pre-render system sprite sheet. So hard. You have to reset everything you know when working with an ECS. And then the graphic has this offset Y, and we already have this on the sprite sheet. So it's like sprite sheet properties offset X. Sprite sheet properties Entity blueprint animations. Okay, animations are actually sprite sheet properties. Frames. But this is a mistake on my part. Huge mistake, because sprite sheet should call this animations. And I don't want to refactor this, so it's animation. It's a sprite sheet animation. Animations. Whatevs. These are animation. And animation here. So these are the animations. But we're creating animations declaration. Okay. What are we doing here? We're creating animations based on this. Animation declaration, animation index. This animations. Actually, let me put it like this. And I think I need a new format for this. So this is like these two interfaces. I think this should be part of my component sprite sheet. Let's export them all and we'll see later. The animation frame. So animation is animation. Wait. animation is right. And I think this should be a map. I'm not sure right now. JavaScript set. Let you store unique values. Okay, a map. JavaScript map. Keep forgetting about this. New map. It creates an object without a prototype, so you don't risk on iterating over its prototype values when you do a for each or whatever. So if you do this const a like this, if you look at a what was it, proto a prototype. You see all these prototypes here, these prototype methods here. So if you do const b object create wait a second, what? Object create null. God damn it, object create null. Sorry, yeah. Correct, yes. And then you don't get any prototype methods. You see, no methods. While on A you have all these native methods. So when you do like a for each or something, for or E in A, you have to make sure that A is property, has own property. You have to do this check every time. In order to see if that property is actually one of the objects method. So doing, yeah, object create null. But now I realize that I actually want a map of string animation. Does this work like this? Yeah. Sprite sheet, sprite animation for each. Animations. Okay, animation. Set animation name. Wait, what? Why is the animation? Oh, I used the name. Okay, sprite sheet animation. Where is this located? And hitbox is optional. And this complains here. Animation hitbox offset. Have I always set the hitbox offset? It appears so. We make this not optional for the moment. Speed, okay. So here I am setting the default animation name. So this is sprite sheet properties default frame. Oh crap, I was using an animation index. But wasn't this on the old system? Wait a second. Animations. Yeah. So this is from this code. Okay, animation frame for each. Then I set then I get, wait, what happens in case of set? Can I do this in the end? think I can do it here. And then I have const frames, and this is a map. And this is a return. And then I put the frames here. Animation. I think I need to change the convention at some point. There was a let frame here, which I lost somehow. Frame. Ah, okay, it was this one. So set animation sprite sheet. Okay, so sprite sheet, properties, animation for each. Okay, so after I have this animations, I need to set them on sprite sheet. Sprite sheet. Yes, once. It's just in the, it's not going to be in the loop. It's going to be prior to loading the game. But wait, I need to set whatever I was doing here. I need to set it on the sprite sheet. And now on the sprite sheet we have these properties. These properties. And we have animations. And then we have, god damn it, the naming convention, it's killing me. So, animations declaration, and then animations. Wait, this is a map. String. So going back. Animations declaration. Just declaration. And then at the end of this, I'm already setting them, okay. And at the end of this, I bet this could be shortened somehow, but whatevs. I can have sprite sheet properties animations equals animations. Okay. This has to run. pre loop system run const pre render system new pre-render system queries to entities to be rendered. Pre-render system update. Okay. Render system complaints. Okay, state properties animation frame name sprite sheet properties animations animation frame name, actually get animation frame name const data as e animation and okay, an animation data has all this information. Let me see so I don't get it wrong. So X and Y, I don't have. Wait, everything now comes from here. So the last four properties I care about, but what are these? X and Y with height. X and Y with height. Okay, and when I'm rendering this in the old engine, when I'm doing render image, frame X Oh. The heck? Oh, I see, I see. Animation. This is the animation. Then I'm getting the const animation frame. Let's say that this is animation frames get what? Wait a second, this is okay, animations. Then I'm getting the animation by the animation name. Then I need frame, which is animation frame 0. Top left. This sounds like something that it's on the declaration. What is this? Top left. Oh shit. Oh my god. Body offset. I have a body offset. Animation hitbox offset. What was I doing here? What if the destination is just 0, 0? Oh shit, I modified this in the old 0, and then we'll figure out what I wanted to do there. Okay, so actually this is progress, if you ask me. I mean, we still have to reach this state, but it's progress. wait a second. So I'm rendering. So this is the source. And the destination. Jesus Christ. X and Y are the spreadsheet. Wait, what? Why is this marked like this? Okay, there's something wrong here, but it's like this is not in Git. Add ignored file. What? The heck? Where did I do this? Just a small detour. But somewhere I messed it up. Here maybe? Oh shit, yes. glhf demo. Nah, demo assets, man. Not the entire freaking system. And now this takes ages to refresh. Okay, where did I went wrong with the X and the Y? Because this is the position. X position Y. Okay, so now we don't have the animations because I pre-selected the 0 here, the frame 0, but this is actually the state properties animation frame tick. But I never reset the animation frame tick, that's the problem. So it will not really work, yeah. It worked for a bit, but then it failed. So where do I reset this? Spreadsheet. So let me see, I'm moving. And now the question is, who knows when to stop this animation? Okay, animation frames. Oh. So, yeah. It's gonna be this. Zero percent 11, 1% 11, 2%, 4, 5, 7, and then when I have 8, it goes back to 0. Okay, let me do this dirty trick. I'll do this percent animation frames length plus 1. The dirty trick. Wait. Shit. Clearly, I have to think about this. Wait. So animation frame length. Come on, give me a fast solution. I don't want to think about this right now. So render system. Animation frame tick. So if tick bigger than length, meaning if it's 10, no, if tick it's equal with length, then static equals 0. Okay, so now it works, but we don't have any delays, and also the animation doesn't stop. Let me think about that. So the animation doesn't stop because the state it's because of the state. Now what's interesting that now everything is decoupled, although in a shitty state, in a very shitty state. But let's see the latest. So direction was, let me clear this. So last direction was down. Move with keyboards if keyboards are pressed. Oh shit, I forget to. If keyboards are not pressed, then I need to reset the directions. Wait, I don't need to reset the directions. I just need to tell the render system to stop animating. It's still a state problem, because if keys are not pressed, I have to look else. Look at the last state. Example, walk down and set the state idle down. So then it's what Yuxazi said. I need to use interpolation variables. Yeah, I'm too tired to do this right now, but at least we have some progress here. Let me commit this. We still have a lot of decoupling to do and a lot of fixing. Demo package. I think the build, it's gonna be on my ignore list. Pre-render these two as well. Rendering with basic state works. Still needs logic decoupling and a lot more. Okay. I'm now officially